July bass. This is the month that separates guys catching fish from guys just burning gas. The heat's on, the fish get tricky, but stick with me. I'm going to show you exactly what's working right now. Deep structure, low light topwater, shade, electronics, even a night bite nobody's running. One quick thing first, watch your water temp. 2 or 3 degrees can completely change where these fish are sitting. Ready? Let's go. Tip 1, deep water. Once that surface temp climbs, bass slide down to cooler water. I'm talking ledges, humps, creek channels. 15 to 25 feet down, a drop shot or a big worm, drag slow, is money right now. Slow down. These fish are not chasing anything fast in this heat. Keep a few different weights tied on so you can adjust for wind and current without retying. And don't overlook main lake points either, especially ones close to deep water. They're basically highways for summer bass moving between deep and shallow. And don't just fish the first ledge you find. Idle around. Mark 2 or 3 good spots. Rotate through them all morning. One more thing on deep water. Don't overthink your line size. A lighter line lets that bait fall more naturally, and you'll feel way more bites when you're fishing that deep. Tip 2. Low light topwater. This is the fun one. Get out there right at first light. Bass move shallow to feed before the sun gets high. A walking bait or a popper, worked right over the grass edges, gets you these explosive blow-ups. This window is short, usually gone within an hour of sunup. Don't hit snooze on this one. Overcast mornings can stretch that bite out even longer. So if the sky's gray, don't put the topwater rod down just because the sun's technically up. Color matters less than the retrieve. Sharp side-to-side action triggers strikes even when they're not actively feeding. And stick with it all the way in. Most blow-ups happen right at the boat. And if you're throwing a popper instead of a walking bait, try shortening up your pauses. A lot of guys fish it way too slow during that early morning window. Tip 3. Shade and cover. Once the sun's up high, I'm hunting shadows. Docks, overhanging trees, laydowns, anything blocking that sun is holding fish. Flip a jig or a creature bait right into the shadiest part. That's exactly where they're hiding to beat the heat. The thicker and nastier the cover looks, the better. Don't be scared to flip into stuff that looks unfishable. That's usually where the biggest one's hiding. And pay attention to wind direction. Wind pushing bait into a shady bank, that's about as good as it gets. A subtle hop with long pauses is my go-to when they're sitting tight to cover. One more thing on cover, don't be afraid to make noise with your flip. A little extra commotion when that bait hits the water can actually trigger a reaction bite from a fish that wasn't even looking to eat. Tip 4. Electronics. This has changed the game for summer fishing completely. Idle over deep structure, watch your fish finder, and you see exactly where the bait and the bass are stacked up. No more guessing. Find schools relating to structure, drop right on them, and you just saved yourself hours of blind casting. Take a few minutes at the start of the day just idling and marking waypoints. That little bit of homework pays off the rest of the day. Don't just look for fish, look for the right structure. Rock piles, brush, a hard bottom transition next to deep water. That combination turns a random school into a pattern you can run all day long. And don't forget to watch your side scan too, not just straight down. Sometimes the school you're looking for is sitting off to the side of the boat, not underneath it. Here's a bonus tip most folks sleep on. Night fishing. Once the water's warmed up, bass feed hard after dark. Big dark spinnerbaits, slow-rolled jigs, worked around rocky banks. This can produce giant bites while the lake is dead quiet and the crowds are gone. Fish the same areas you found holding bass during the day, because a lot of those same fish will slide shallow onto those banks to feed once it's dark. Keep it simple, 1 or 2 baits you trust. And move slow around the boat. Sound travels a long way across calm water at night. One safety note here, always let someone know where you're launching from if you're heading out after dark, and keep a good light on the boat so other folks can see you coming. That's July bass in a nutshell. Slow down deep. Fish it slow, fish it smart, and don't be afraid to experiment with something different if the usual pattern isn't producing that day. Get up early for topwater, chase the shade midday, let your electronics scout for you, and do not sleep on that night bite. These 5 patterns alone can carry you through the toughest stretch of summer, so pick 1 or 2 and really dial them in before moving to the next. Get out there, put these to work, and if it puts a few extra fish in the boat, drop a comment and let me know. Bookmark this one, because these patterns run right through the rest of summer. Tight lines, I'll see you on the water.